What's going on? It's your boy Rex Righteous, and I'm doing this live thing. Oh, this thing doesn't let me do the side thing. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the Mayweather Mcgreggor stuff while I'm out here. I already made a video for Sergey Kovalev versus Andre Ward, full fight review. So go and check that out. I wanted to continue to talk about Mayweather versus McGregor, what I think about it, and let's get into it. Let's see what you guys have to say. I'm doing this live thing, never done it before, but at the same time, it's all doable, right? First come, first serve. Anybody got something to say? Let's do it. But anyway, so this is what I think of the fight. I think it's a win-lose for boxing. Business-wise, I think it's really good for boxing, but I feel like it is also putting it way out there. It's gonna definitely change the standard of boxing. My friends out there that are very cool with all the guys that are kind of like anti-Floyd, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not absolutely anti-Floyd, I just don't like everything about him. And in this day and age, if it's black and white, and I think that that's kind of unfair. By the way, I'm out here in the streets of Vegas, so, just taking a little walk. But, yeah, I really feel like you guys should know that this man is about to create a new standard. So, kind of like when Ali, when they created the Ali Act and stuff like that, Floyd is going to be a part of history. And you guys are going to get pushed back. So, I'm a part of that. The you guys part. I'm a part of that. Because I'm a full believer in being a hardcore boxing fan. A lot of the rules have changed. Things are being changed on the fly. Like, people are creating rules as we speak. So, it's very interesting to see on the business side of it. On the business side of it, it's super interesting. But on the competition level, it's like, what the hell's the point? By the way, if you just came in here, yeah, I'm on the side street because these dogs are not liking me right now. All their dads and parents or whatever are fucking sleeping, so they don't want to hear from me. But I'm talking about Mayweather versus McGregor. I'm on a side street right now. Hopefully I don't get jumped by a dog or something. But anyway, yeah, I'm talking about Mayweather McGregor. Just commenting on what I think, what I believe is going on with all the negotiation stuff. If someone can comment or whatever, maybe we can figure this out later, or I'll research it. But I remember seeing somewhere that there's no official. There's nothing in writing that says how much McGregor and Mayweather are gonna get, or maybe there's an official something out there that says how much Mayweather's gonna get, but I don't think there's an official anything that says what McGregor's gonna get. Now I'm pretty sure if those guys were watching this right now, they'll laugh like whatever. But it's so funny how they kept ponying up the price range. So it was like a auction or something. They kept talking about it, and the fight wasn't even on yet. I mean, goddamn, I wish they would have gave coverage like this for a lot of fights. The fights that are signed already. Because these fights would have been off the chain, man. We've had a really nice 2017. I wish they would have gave some coverage like that for some of the great fighters that we have right now. Really good, dope fighters. So, yeah, they kept talking about money. Talking about money, 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 money. What's Floyd gonna get? Oh, he just needs to get this and that. I mean, they never talked about money more than a fight I've ever seen. It's just ridiculous. So, and I am connected to that gym. Not like a lot of guys. And I wouldn't say like I'm super proud of it because I haven't really earned that stamp all the way. But I can go in, I can go talk to people, and I know people in there. So they know, and they know that. They've seen me. I've met a lot of these guys walking the street. Seriously, Nick, no problem. Because I'm out here. I live in Vegas. I say hello. I like to be polite. And I keep it moving. But other than that, it seems like to me is that they're trying to hype it up because Floyd and Dana White are pro Vegas. They're like pro Vegas. So this is how I see it. This is me with my theories and stuff like that. We can talk. We can go back and forth. I want to test my theory out. But I'm pretty sure that my theory isn't off that much. Maybe I'm a little off, but still. By the way, if you see we're in the dark, it's because I'm in the street. Again, we're talking about Mayweather versus Mcgregor. So that's what we're talking about. And I don't usually walk through here. But whatever. Anyway, so yeah. I really feel like Dana White and Floyd are in cahoots. And I feel like they've been in cahoots for a while. Even before Mcgregor was trying to make this fight with Floyd. I really feel like Dana White or somebody up above that is a part of the same commission, because I wouldn't be surprised if the same guys that pay the UFC, or basically sanction, I should say, sanction those guys, are all in cahoots. So they basically said, here's a little envelope to Floyd. Start talking about us. We need you. So they're prolonging stuff. Now the fight. Oh shit! Now it's saying very bad connection. The fight itself is coming up soon. August. It's gonna catch up to us real quick, and they're gonna make this money quick and then get out. So, I don't have much to say about it. I'm kind of bummed that the fight itself is gonna be on record. So like, if he beats McGregor, it counts as an actual fight. Like, it counts as an actual win for Floyd. My opinion is, there's only two things that could happen. There's only two things that could happen. Either a knockout by Floyd Money Mayweather, or I should say TBE, or a 12-round decision. So the hardcores will probably look at Floyd like he needs to retire if he gets a 12-round decision, because he can't do it to a guy that has 0-0, never boxed in his life. I've seen some sparring videos from him. He looked tired. He didn't look explosive. He's younger than Floyd, don't get me wrong, but he just started training as a boxer. And as a boxer, you got to be upbeat. You cannot come in and feel like you could take a few seconds off, look around, chill, and then look for weaknesses. No. Because in boxing, people are all over you. As soon as that bell rings, it's on. It's serious. And I don't feel like you have the options you do in a UFC fight. You're only allowed to box. I don't know if you guys heard yet, but if McGregor throws a kick or does any of that kind of stuff, they're taking his purse. Money is gone. Finished. So this dude that, I've heard, not sure if it's true, um, 2 years ago or whatever, or 5 years ago, or however many years ago, was on welfare. Now he's gonna get a 9-figure payout, maybe less than that. He's gonna be probably like in the millions somewhere. And you think that he automatically has control? You don't have no control. He was just the best fighter in the UFC, and he had the best mic skills. That's what's gonna start this. More than likely, what's gonna happen is they're gonna try to drown out anything that Manny Pacquiao does. So he's gonna be fighting in probably 2 weeks, and probably less than that. Probably 2 weeks. I think it's July 2nd. So they're gonna drown out everything that man does. McGregor's gonna start talking this week, man. He's gonna start talking like crazy. He's gonna make all of us laugh. He's gonna make all of us tune in. And he's gonna take over, because I'm telling you, the way that shit went down when that thing was announced, I couldn't get it off my timeline. It was impossible. Now, I'm a boxing fan. Like, I love the sport of boxing. I love all the things that's shared around, whether it's against my favorite fighter, or it's someone I don't like, or someone I've never seen in my life, and I'm like, ooh, that dude can box. Stuff like that. I'm willing to watch all that stuff. But every single person on my timeline was talking about this stuff. And I was like, wow, this guy really has power. So, to wrap this all up, you know what I'm saying? Because it's getting late and people got to do stuff. To wrap this all up, man, they're going to start talking soon, and they're going to try to get you to invest now. So it's July, August. You're going to take a whole month just going in on Instagram. Going in on Instagram for sure. They're going to do Trump style. They're not going to do all the tours and all that stuff. They might do a little bit. Don't get me wrong. But Instagram is free. Free publicity. All they got to do is keep doing the same thing that they're doing. Going out, talking to people, going to dinners, dressing up nice, getting in nice cars, and then talking crazy whenever the camera's on them. That's free press. But, you know what I'm saying? They had so many people talking about Mcgregor versus Mayweather that was free press in itself as well. So that this fight is definitely going to sell real good. And this man is going to definitely erase what happened 2 years ago between him and Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to take note of, You guys got to think. Let me see. Got nobody here talking to me, man. Well, anyway, you guys will be able to see when you do get a chance to watch this. But anyway, looking forward to big fights. Wrapping it up with that. There are 2 or 3 more things I want to talk about with McGregor. For one, McGregor, when it comes to UFC, they're 5-minute rounds. The max amount of rounds in a UFC bout is 5 rounds. Okay, so 5 times 5, 25. Max amount of rounds in boxing, 12 rounds. 3-minute rounds. Okay, so let's do the math for that. That's 36. 36. That's 11 more minutes than UFC. Okay? 11 more minutes. That makes a difference. The pace is different. UFC. It's the same thing in boxing. We still want it. We still hungry for those Roman times. Hungry for the old school wrestling, the like kind of like the when the guy is fighting against a bull, he's got the red thing out. Same thing. Um, the knockout is important. Mcgregor was doing that a lot. Kind of like Ronda Rousey. Same thing. Ending fights quick. Quick. So you can't come out like that in boxing unless you know what you're doing. You can't come out like that in UFC unless you know what you're doing. So what makes you think that when he comes out and does that in boxing, he's going to know what the hell he's doing? If he tries to throw bombs and gasses out by the second round, what's the point of watching this guy? It's $100 for this pay-per-view. So, that's one thing I wanted to point out. Number two, what was the one thing? The first one was time. I already mentioned that. The second one is this whole thing is clickbait. There's three. It's supposed to be three. The second one I would say is clickbait. Okay, so I'm gonna touch on something that's pretty touchy. So if you can't handle it, then get off my channel, man. The whole thing with the UFC. It's like Floyd said, and he's right. I'm not saying that, all fighters are like this and, it's racist or whatever, but you see a lot of the same kind of guys. White guys with tattoos. The same thing when you watch the specials, the documentaries of UFC. It's the same thing. White guys with tattoos. In boxing, you get a little bit of everything. Now in the UFC, and MMA, I should say, you do get a little bit of everything. But in UFC, they promote a guy. It's usually white guys with tattoos. So where I'm going towards is that Floyd is pro. You know what I'm saying? Pro-black. He's got a pro-black fan base. And Mcgregor, I don't know. But I know that the UFC has a certain style of fan base. And I feel like they're trying to make those two worlds collide. That to me creates clickbait. There's going to be tons of things going viral, topics, talking points, nonstop talking about this damn fight over clickbait and race bait. That's the part that I don't want to engage in. That's kind of the reason why I don't want to promote the fight. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is instincts for Mcgregor. You can create instincts for one thing, become a master at it. So let's say you're a great driver, you're a great racing car driver, and then you go and you try to become a manager for a supermarket or something. Your instincts for whatever it is, that's not going to be as great as the things that you're mastering in. So I feel like as a fighter, McGregor has phenomenal instincts. They say that he can land the left hand really good. Now I've seen him land it. Really good. Really good fighter. But damn, that van was loud as hell. I heard that thing from all the way back. Really good fighter, but you can't learn in a couple months how to box and just feel like you're gonna have the most phenomenal instincts. I mean, man, I'm telling you, there's so many things that you need to learn when it comes to boxing. You cannot just learn it in a couple months. That right there is questionable to me. We're talking McGregor versus Mayweather, but yeah, that part is questionable to me. You can't just learn in a few months. You can't just think that all of a sudden you're gonna learn it and that's it, you're good. Nah, you know, you can't learn it right away. So, he's gonna have the great instincts from fighting, and in fighting you have a plethora of options. You can go in and tackle. You can go in and put him in submission. You can kick him. You can kick him and then do a submission. You can punch him and then grab his arm. You could grab his arm and then choke him out. You could punch him, then kick him. You could kick him, then punch him. See where I'm going? You can't do that in boxing. I know it's funny. It's funny, man. People really feel like, nah, but when he got them gloves on, he ain't going to do that. Nah, it don't work like that, man. You can't just erase instincts. This man is about to go into survivor mode when it comes to Floyd. He's going to be facing the best. He's going to be testing the shit out of him. Now, mind you, since this thing has been signed already, I've gotten whispers that this man they've both been training for the longest. So, training-wise, they're good. There's going to be no excuses. Trust me. It's going to look like that from the outside, from people that usually cover boxing and cover UFC. But, to be honest with you, them dudes are going to be in shape, and nobody's going to talk about gassing out or anything like that. If they do gas out, then that's their problem. They should have gotten ready. But the point I'm trying to make is that they've been training for this fight for a while. So, like I said, that's going to be on Mcgreggor if he loses. So, those are the three things I covered before the fight. I don't really have much to say after that. I would have appreciated if a little bit went to charity. Maybe it is, and I don't know. I have to find out. But anyway, it's your boy Rex Righteous, and I just wanted to talk a little bit on the live, see what happens. I only saw one person pop up, but regardless, it went down. So maybe we can do this again. I'll try to touch on some more topics. It's your boy Rex Righteous. Peace out, and let's keep boxing alive.